We live in a reality that's not real. Like, think about this for a second. We live in a reality where anything that we think about, we can become. Any direction that we want to go in. We want to turn our life around. We want to change things in our life. All we have to do is start to think about it. Take some inspired action, and that can become real. It's very unrealistic, the fact that we can change our life just by thinking about it. The only way that this could really happen, that this is really possible, is if we live in an intelligently designed construct, a matrix. And I write about this and talk about this in my book, Actuality. And the word exertam is actually a mirror word. It's really matrix actuality. And what I talk about in the book, and I highly recommend that you check that book out and read it, we do a deep dive into the layers of reality and the ways to bend reality to your advantage. But what I talk about in the book, in the beginning of the book, is this matrix that we live in, this construct. There's rules that exist that we can bend and we can manipulate. And there's ways for us to be able to manifest our goals and dreams just because we can manipulate these rules, and these rules only apply to us, Homo sapiens. Other species on the planet can't do this. It's really intriguing. So when I started to really think about it and realize that I became an award-winning author because I decided I was going to become an award-winning author. And as soon as I decided that, this new reality started to fall into place for me. And the circumstances and the people that I needed to know, and the skills and experiences, all those things started to fall into place so that I could fulfill this dream of becoming an award-winning author. And I was able to do that without any prerequisites. I didn't take any courses. I didn't get any formal training on how to write books or how to become an author, or I didn't take literature in high school, university. I didn't do any of these steps. Nobody gave me permission. I didn't do these things and get certified, and then someone says, okay, now you can become an author. I just decided to become an author. I had ideas. I had these things that I wanted to share, these insights that I wanted to share about manifesting, about achieving your goals, achieving your personal impossibles. And I decided that this is what I'm going to do. And I started to put those things into motion. That can only happen in a intelligently designed, divinely designed construct. It can't happen outside of that because it's unrealistic for someone to be able to decide they want to become an author and they just become an author. That's unrealistic. But that's the reality we live in, that we can do these unrealistic things, that we can become whatever we want by thinking about what we want to do and then taking some action to make it happen. So when people are talking about, you're in a matrix and you need to wake up, that's not what I look at. I look at is, what are these rules? What are the rules that are in place, and what rules can we bend? And if we're living in a construct where our imagination, the things we think about, can become the experiences that we live, why not use that to our advantage? Why not use that as a playground for your imagination, as a playground for your ambition? That you can just decide, I want to become an award-winning author, and then you start to take those steps to become an award-winning author, to achieve the goal that you set out for yourself just because you thought about it and you imagined it, you visualized it, and then you took some inspired action to start to put momentum into it to make that become something that should be impossible for you, that you should not be able to do if reality was based in these rules where you can only do certain things if someone says you're certified to do those things, if someone says you're qualified to do those things, if someone says you're allowed to do those things. But that's not the reality we live in. We live in this construct, this intelligently designed construct where we can just decide what we want to do, and then this construct starts to put things into place for us to be able to fulfill that fantasy, fulfill that manifestation, fulfill that golden dream. It's amazing that exists and we're able to do that. That's what I call the unfair advantage and learning how to use the unfair advantage of living in the matrix. You can learn more about this and all the different aspects by picking up a copy of my book, Exertam Actuality. I highly recommend that you check out that book and you read it. It's got great reviews and it has so much insight into it. I'm going to share more about that as we go along. But right now, start realizing that you live in a divinely and intelligently designed construct where you can create whatever you want just because you think about it. You can turn that into the adventure, into the experiences that you want to have, and you can achieve your personal impossibles just by thinking about it and deciding this is what I'm going to do. You can become it. It's really crazy, but it only exists in our reality. It only exists for us to be able to do through how we think. So that's what I want to talk about to you today. So I wanted to share with you just to kind of give you that spark. Give you that spark so now you can start to achieve your personal impossibles too. So thanks. That's all I got to say. And until next time, you heard.